Hello everyone, and welcome to Tuesday's Talking Reds. It is Tuesday, right?
I don't know.
I shouldn't be asking you. You've got no idea.
No, I don't. I had the weirdest morning, Mo. I had the really strangest morning. I had like 5 minutes of absolute self-doubt and contemplation. So I got up and I was like so tired because I've had no sleep still. So I'm just catching up. And so I looked on my phone. I thought, what day is it? Like, what date is it? So I looked on my phone calendar and it said the 4th. And I went, oh, it's the Champions League final this weekend. And then I'm looking on my calendar and there's no dot on the 8th. And I'm like, no, it's Saturday, so where is it? And then I went back a week on my calendar and it said Champions League final and parade. And I'm going, and then I'm scrolling back and I'm looking, no, it's not the Tuesday before. This is Tuesday the 4th. And it took me like 3 minutes to just get together and go, oh my God, that actually happened.
It was real. It was actually real.
It was really worrying.
I mean, you could have checked the photos at any point.
No, but I just don't know what happened. Like, to the point where I actually laughed at myself and went, are you messing, Lizzi Doyle? Like, I don't know what it was. I think I was just trying to check the day rather than the date. And then when I looked at the date, it looked really confusing.
Well, I'm imagining there's quite a few of you out there who are still confused. I mean, clearly I am. You can tell the shirt is back, I'm not shaved, I'm still wearing my gold medal chain, and someone else is making a reappearance as well, Mr. Ribena. Now, for those of you who've been wondering if this will happen, this is happening.
Oh my God.
So, welcome to Talking Reds, everyone. Wow.
I'm so glad I'm not having any
very
of this.
different to it looked this time last year, but bottoms up, everybody.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, Talking Reds, what are we talking about today? Woo! Okay, the top of the agenda, actually, I have got an agenda, believe it or not. We want to talk about our boss, because he is boss, and thankfully, those people at FSG realise it as well. Andy Hunt has been reporting he's going to be getting a brand new contract, which is going to take him beyond 2022 and into a hopefully glittering future. Now, this gave me such joy because obviously there was no real signs of him leaving, no signs of him wanting to move on after winning such a great trophy. But it shows that FSG realise what a diamond they have on their hands and they're not going to do anything to let him slip away.
Why would you after all that? I mean, so when's the contract up?
2022 is when it's currently up, so it's going to be extended beyond that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm absolutely fine with that. If Klopp's fine with it, I'm fine with it. I mean, I think it was more to do with Klopp than it was us. So, you know, we've seen he sort of does about a 6-year spell at each place, doesn't he? And we thought, oh, well, what if he sort of, after his contract's up, wants to move on? Or I don't know if he'd retire. I really don't know. I don't think he should, but if he signs his contract extension, we'll all be over the moon, because I think with Klopp, it's took 3 seasons to get to here. You know, he comes in off the back of Rodgers, finishes 8th in the Premier League. The next season he gets us to a Europa League final. The season after, Champions League final, and secures a Champions League spot in the league. Year after, 97 points in the league and a Champions League.
It's clear progression year on year, isn't it? And obviously, as great as this has all been this last couple of days, it's obvious there is still one more step for us to progress. Now, like you say, the fact that it's taken him to this point to get in his contract to get to this point, are you a little bit more confident now that he's going to be giving himself the time and space to think, okay, we can see this project through now?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't know how long he'd necessarily sign an extension until, even if it was maybe like a rolling one, or I don't know. I think he has something in his mind as to what he wants to achieve, and the thing is, this is literally the beginning of it, and that's what's so amazing, that's what's so exciting. Like, I've just got goosebumps that this is literally the start of everything that we can achieve as a football team, and he's got his eyes on the prize, and that is the Premier League trophy now. And you know, we'll happily take another European one if you're going to offer it, because it was bloody lovely, weren't it? But you know, everyone wants the Premier League trophy, and I think it's not as easy to just say it's okay, you know, next year we'll win it, because there is a likelihood that it's going to be so close again. So I think you've got to look at maybe the next 3 to 4 years in the league and go, out of those 3 to 4 we expect to win one, and that might seem like I'm doing us down. I'm not. It's just because we're up against such a good side with loads of depth in the squad. And I think, you know, if you would have offered us a Champions League trophy this year, and in the next 3 years you were guaranteed one Premier League, you would have absolutely snapped.
Especially when you consider how the last 3 years have gone, it would mean that the journey itself up to that point would probably be pretty good as well. Now, obviously, Klopp, since he came out, has always been someone who is unlikely to do what we call like Wenger or Fergie numbers in the same job, no matter how much he loves the place. And I do think his mind has been changed about how long he'll stay here while being here, as he's loved it more and more. But with the news coming out recently about Franz Beckenbauer still being determined, it said there's nothing he would love more than to bring Jürgen Klopp to Bayern Munich. I had to laugh at that because you've already had him at Bayern Munich this season and he went away with the 3 points. Or it wasn't even 3 points, it was a win. And that's probably the closest you're going to get to him for quite some time, Franz. I hate to break it to you. But my reaction to that news was laughter. And that was one of the biggest teams in world football trying to get one of our prized assets, our manager. Are we in that phase now? Can we laugh at these big guns trying to steal our guys?
Yeah, of course we can, because we are the big gun. And you know what? I don't think you can ever take away from the sway of Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, you know, the huge side, Juventus as well. I think like the massive sides in Europe and with a lot of history, really big, respectful clubs, giants of the game. But Liverpool are giants of the game. We always have been. And the thing is, we might not have been at the heights, but as you can see now, when Liverpool haven't been doing so well, that's when Bayern Munich have been performing well. But now Bayern Munich aren't performing so well, and Liverpool are up there. These things interchange, they intertwine, they move around. And at the minute, we are the club that everyone wants to be at. Liverpool and Man City are the two clubs I think ruling Europe at the moment. More so Liverpool, because we are the champions of Europe.
Yeah. City hasn't ruled that much in Europe recently.
No, they haven't. Take it all back, actually. Where are you? No, but I mean, I think Liverpool is one of the biggest sides in the world at the moment, and I can only imagine that pretty much every footballer, every manager, every person wants to be at this side. I can't take it seriously.
LFC fever is sweeping the world, though. I mean,
no, it's you and your chain and your sunnies and your IV and your vodka. I can't go.
This is only going to happen once. I mean, until we win the league, of course. But no, Liverpool fever has taken over the world. You've seen the footage out there on social media from like Indonesia, from New York, shutting the whole place down. And somewhere else where Liverpool fever took on was the Dutch national team, as two of our guys, Genie and Virgil.
Three of our guys.
Sorry, three of our guys.
Ronald Koeman being the fifth. Ronnie the Red.
Shots fired, but you know what? They hit the mark. I'm happy with that. But yeah, I don't know if you've seen the footage of Genie and Virgil coming back to the team and giving them a rousing reception, a great singing of the Genie song, and to be fair, Koeman looked made up.
Oh, he was. He's a top red. Ronald Koeman's a top red. He's at Anfield all the time cheering us on. I love Ronald Koeman. Oh, yeah. This one's for you, Ronald. No, it was boss, just seeing them back, and it's lovely of them as all the teammates to go into that reception, and they must feel like kings of the world. And I was thinking, oh God, what, you know, they must be so up for it now, but they've had no sleep. Virgil was bevying on the bus till God knows what time. He'd had 2 hours sleep. He was getting kisses from Alison. Lucky fella. But you know, they all look bladdered. And I was thinking, as athletes, do they, because they're so fit, do they recover from their hangovers quicker than us?
You know what? That's a really good point.
Or do they feel it more because the body's gone, I'm not used to this.
You know what they do have? They have sports scientist people who tell them the perfect way to recover from a hangover. So they'll have access to all of the different little shakes and what have you. So they'll be right as rain in terms of alcohol content. But will they be right as rain in terms of actual physical fitness to play the game? Because it was a really draining physical game on top of the emotional side of it. And we've all been debating in the studio like the actual point of this whole Nations League thing. I mean, the Copa America and African Cup of Nations are completely different circumstances. They're obviously worthwhile tournaments, but this has kind of been shoehorned into a summer where everyone should be having downtime.
Yeah.
When you think about what's coming next summer and what happened last summer, this really is a time where injuries could start to plague some of our players.
Yeah, and the thing is, if you're Ronald Koeman as a manager and looking at Virgil van Dijk, the player, you don't not want him on your pitch. No. You don't not want Gini Wijnaldum on your pitch. It's tough for them, I think. I mean, like you said, physically draining in terms of intensity, but the heat, that heat took it out of them. There was a reason why we were so much slower than what we usually were, and you know, they must be absolutely knackered, and I think all they'll probably want to do is just have a bath with some Epsom salts and like a herbal tea or something, and just relax.
That sounds amazing.
And now they've got Ronald Koeman like getting shoehorning them on the pitch. Oh, you never know. I mean, I don't really understand what the tournament is. He might rest them and bring them on if needed. I don't know, but he's got a responsibility and a duty to them too. For if they don't look fit, when I say fit, I mean if they're absolutely wrecked, tired, lethargic, the muscles are more susceptible to being injured, and they have a duty of care to them as well. So the thing is, they're both professionals and they'll want to play.
They'll want to play.
And they just need to take it easy.
I think for Gini, Gini is easier to replace within the Dutch setup. I think obviously you've got Matthijs de Ligt who can play centre half for Holland, and they've also got Nathan Ake who can play centre half. So if you wanted to, if like you say, you looked at Virgil and just like, you know what, sit this one out, buddy. You can.
They've got a couple of good ones, yeah.
For England, I think the similar situation with Jordan Henderson and Trent. I suspect Joe Gomez is probably the most likely to get some minutes out there. And
I agree.
Considering his kind of trajectory, that might not be the worst thing in the world.
I think it's a really good thing. I think, you know, he would have been itching to get on the pitch the other night, and, you know, he comes on for that last sub, and you know what, he would have just took it in a stride, you know, being the lad he is, the player he is. But I think now, like, he's been out for so long, he wants to play football, and this might be a really good thing. Get your fitness up, get some minutes behind you, get some confidence. And I think for Joe Gomez, it'll do him the world of good. I think Henderson and I think Trent definitely needs a rest, because what we ask our full-backs to do, Trent and Robertson are the two that I think need a holiday in Barbados or paid for, with no one disturbing them. But you know, I really hope Trent is given a little bit of time. We aren't Gareth Southgate, but I think, like you say, with both of them, I think he can cover those two positions. Not to say that they aren't the best in those positions, but I do think he can.
He can look at other options. I mean, I don't think Kieran Trippier had made the squad, so he wouldn't have been replacing an injured guy or a tired guy with a tired guy. So there's that as well. I like your idea about the Barbados holiday for the fullbacks, though. Although, since technically I'm a Jamaican boy, I should really favour the Jamaican side. So if my grandma's watching down in St Thomas, get the spare room ready. We're coming over. Now, I've already waffled on for too long, so it's time to do all of the information part of the show. We've got more shows coming out for you, a couple that we recorded yesterday. There's the review of the match. As always, we do a review of every match, and this one is no different. Well, it's
a lot of hoarse voices.
Voices and happy. If you saw Sean Rogers on the post-match pipe video, I'm not entirely sure. It's been covered since then, so you know what to expect. And a very special season review podcast we did in 2 parts, featuring both of us, and some really, really emotional moments where we discuss the season that's just gone by. I'm sure you can imagine what those emotional moments are. And something that we're recording right now, which may or may not become a bit of a car crash, is a transfer show where we get to talk about all the lovely transfers who may well be coming into Liverpool, and I'm literally going to be doing that in 2 minutes now, so look out for that one. It's exciting, and this is probably not a good idea. Subscribe, get the app, keep watching the wrap.